So one of the things that's really interesting to me, I like bridging spiritual and scientific divides. One of those things is the idea of creation or the Big Bang. Now, each religion has its creation story. The Bible has one, other religions have theirs. The scientific community doesn't like that because they can't empirically measure or prove that. And there are too many different stories anyway to try to prove in a scientific manner in some kind. So they ascribe to the Big Bang theory, that there was a initial particle energy, whatever it was, that created the Big Bang, that created all the universe that we have now. And the spiritual leaders and the religious beliefs conflict with that. They want, the idea of something else happening. I look at it and I say, well, we can't really prove one way or another. What exactly happened? Nobody was around at that point. We don't have a reporter that was there that documented everything. All we can look at is what we can measure, what we can see. We can't really measure God in the way that we can measure scientific things. So if I look at the world from the standpoint of the physicists and the scientists out there, and I say, okay, maybe if we started with the Big Bang theory, and that's what we start with. But there's also this idea that I believe personally that there's some kind of intelligent design in the universe. Because I look around and what we have is pretty amazing. And for one, I don't think we could have a situation where there wasn't intelligent design at some level involved. So I think, well, how could that happen? And everybody has different theories about that. The way I look at it is, if I were that God consciousness, if I were that God particle, that 0 point, whatever that is, whatever that means to you, what would I be feeling? I'd probably have feelings of boredom, like there's nothing to do, or fear. I'd be scared, maybe, it's dark. I don't know what nothingness looks like. Doesn't seem like it'd be very fun though. And I'd probably be bored, out of my mind. I mean, what are you gonna do if it's just you? And I might want some friends. I might want to do something cool. I might want to do something awesome. I might want to do something that's exciting. And with all that energy, that excitement, that fear, whatever it was that I experienced, that I went through, it might cause me to get into a certain energetic state of so much power, so much passion, that I, went through this almost like nuclear fission-like reaction, and I split from the one thing that I am or was, that 0 point, that single point, whatever that was, into two. And then that reaction continued because there was so much energy there, so much creative energy, so much desire for something more, and it kept multiplying and created what we look at as the Big Bang, this explosion, this powerful explosion of energy. That's kind of how I look at things. It's obviously just my opinion, but it's another way of looking at things that I think is pretty unique. And if you take a look at things, our stories and what we believe from different viewpoints, different spiritual and religious viewpoints, that if we believe that there was a God consciousness of some kind, whether you call it the universe or God, then you have to believe that if a creation event like the Big Bang did occur through some division of that God consciousness into multiple particles, multiple forms of energy, because energy and matter are the same. We know that from physics. That if that did happen, then we are all subparticles or subsets of that original consciousness. So what does that make us? Something to think about.